Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're going to the hotel at Tiger Valley. Okay, in this stage, they called it hotel, and the reason was you had two obstacles, I guess props out there would be a better thing. It had 10 windows in it, and each of those windows had a small steel knockdown target. On either side of each of those hotels, there was a series of IPSC targets that had clays in the middle of them. And right now I want to give some props to Tiger Valley. The way they mounted the clays to those IPSCs was one of the better methods I've seen. They had a piece of wood behind it and some rubber bands to hold the clay in place. And I think the wood backing combined with the rubber bands gave a more consistent break on the clays. I know a lot of times in other contests, the clay has been cut into a hole that goes into the target, and sometimes the rounds just go through and leave a little .22 caliber sized hole. This time, no. If you hit it, you generally knew you broke it, even if all it did was knock a chunk off. So that was really good for telling your hits there. In the hotel, it was a challenge. The windows created shadows, and most of the targets were black. A few were red or white or rust colored, but most of them were black. And they were just hard to see, even with magnification. So that's what made this stage difficult. What you shot through were some barricades. And here's another point where Tiger Valley gets some credit. It was their own barricade. It wasn't just a VTAC, which nothing wrong with VTAC barricades, although they tend to get used fairly commonly in a lot of different competitions. So you had a barricade with different types of holes in different positions laid out differently. So that was a nice change. And the two barricades, while generally similar, did not have the same layout of holes. So you couldn't exactly apply the same strategy to each barricade. Another nice thing. So you started from a hula hoop, and from there each team member ran to their barricade, and at this point my team member and I had been doing everything, me on the right, him on the left, so we just stuck with that as it just worked for us. And then bad luck struck. Go ahead and watch the tape, and then we'll talk about it when we get back. Okay, when we started to tape this one with our handheld, the memory card was full, so we only got about 15 seconds of footage. So from that point on, I'll go ahead and show you as it looked from my point of view using my GoPros and aim cams, and then we'll do a switch over and we'll show you how it looked to my partner from his GoPro point of view.
The fuck? You good, Matt?
He's not, he's still got one. Yeah, there you go. Now
Okay, that was my view of the run. Now let's take a look at my partner's camera footage and see what he saw.
Come on. Fuck. Got some Hajis left? Thank you, sir. Am I seeing? I don't see any.
Damn thing's red. They use a red.
What's that?
Top middle.
Oh shit! No, hold on. Damn it!
Okay, that was the run, 2:02, which for this stage was not a good time. Most people were a lot better than that. Matter of fact, the guys in front of us did it in a minute 10, and stuff. So yeah, there you go, 2:02 versus a minute 10. So yeah, that wasn't good. And for some reason, the hits just didn't come. On my side, it took forever to get my first hit. On my partner's side, he made the classic mistake. He let his barrel rest on the barricade and not the rail, and that was enough to affect his harmonics and mess up his shot. When he readjusted, the hits started to come. For me, it just took 2 shots per every window in that hotel to get a hit. Part of that, I think, was the shadows. Is just I was aiming at center mass, and the shadow was making the target appear wider than it was, and I think that was the source of my missing. But I'm guessing there, to be honest. Regardless, the hits just didn't come. On my partner's side, he had one target that was kind of rust-colored, that was bending into the brown vegetation behind it, and even with having his magnifier in place on his red dot, it was still pretty hard to see. And in the end, it was just getting the hits is what slowed us down on this one and made it turn out score-wise not a good stage for us. However, that being said, this wasn't a bad stage. Like I said, unique props and a unique shooting problem of what would be somewhat difficult to achieve on a standard 25-meter flat range. So in this one, Tiger Valley gets some definite props for stage design. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to our coverage of the Tiger Valley two-man match. We have one stage left to go, and we'll be bringing that to you tomorrow. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in.